board member of Painted Pink. I do the marketing and social media. And how we got started, my sister is the founder, and just from her own experience of having abnormal lumps, then my aunt was diagnosed, and for me, I realized when I was personally affected and realized there was a greater need because I'd never heard anything about millennials and breast cancer. And so I just realized there was so much potential to just get millennials to advocate for ourselves, take charge of our breast health, clean beauty. I'm obsessed with beauty. That's like a form of prevention. Clean eating, exercising, all these different ways that we can live purposely pink and be preventative for breast cancer. So that is why I'm Painted Pink and what we're celebrating today.
If you lack wisdom, ask him and he will freely give it to you. So I asked why, and God said that it was just like he was in the room with me after that week, and he talked to me about Jesus and his disciples, and they were headed somewhere, and I'll paraphrase, and he said, boys, y'all go ahead. I have need to go through Samaria, because there was a woman there at the well waiting to be made whole. And he spoke to my spirit and said, I have need of you to go through cancer, because there's some people waiting there to be made whole. And little did I know that one of the main people that were needed to be made whole was myself. I thought I had it together, spiritually and everything. I thought I had it together. And so that journey and going on that journey and, all the things that it encompassed, was it easy? No. But did it have purpose? Yes. And one of the things that I struggled with spiritually is that I was raised in a very religious environment. And like I said, my grandmother, she had a big hand in raising me. And so at the age of 14, this was in the middle of my battle this was right before my battle. My son was 14, and he came to me and he said, Mama, I'm gay. And one of the things that I had been struggling with prior to going into my cancer battle was that how do I reconcile the fact that my child, somebody that I love more than life themselves, is gay, and then I had all my religious beliefs. It was during my battle. It was during my cancer battle. We always want to know, well, why are people doing things to me? But, God wants us to ask him in everything, what's the lesson for me? So I asked, Lord, what is the lesson for me? I know my son is wondering, what's the lesson for me? And he spoke to me and said, why can't you love people the way I do? That was a moment because I thought I had it together spiritually. And I was like, yes, God, I feed the hungry, and I do what you say do. He said, why can't you love your son the way I love your son? That was a moment. I didn't realize that he was doing a work in me so he could do a work later on through prayer through me. And that was the moment. At that particular moment, I became godly sorry. I became convicted. I had not loved my son and other people the way I thought. I loved the way I thought, but sometimes we forget. We forget.
It just kind of twinges my spirit when people say that someone lost their battle to cancer because they didn't lose. We lost because we're the ones that feel that impact. But after seeing someone that you love go through everything that she went through, and to see that loss, I know that she gained her reward, right? She fought the good fight. She finished her race, right? She kept the faith. And to this day, I have faith tattooed on my wrist, and I'm staring at it before I get the microphone because I'm shaking. So fast forward, my family decided to start an endowment. My mother wanted to be remembered for helping people. Well, let's have her help people. Let's have her legacy help people. So at her college alma mater, we started a $20,000 endowment. It took us 5 years. We had to raise it in 5 years. And so we were able to do that. And so every year, $1,000 goes to either a breast cancer survivor or a shero, a kin of shero, that's what I call them, who's passed on. So at that point, when we raised the money, my work was done. Okay, and thank you, Breast Cancer Awareness Month, that's wonderful. Now I can just step back and do what I want to do for myself and live my best life. But life happened again. 3 months after we had our daughter, I went to my 3-month checkup. Nothing major. My OBGYN had been on me about getting a genetic test, and I had a good girlfriend who was a year younger than me. She passed away. I just didn't know what to do with that information. So I was kind of like, okay, girl, yeah, I'm gonna do it. Well, this time, she says, well, we actually have the opportunity for you to get the blood work here. You don't have to go anywhere, because all you need is an excuse. Don't give me an excuse to do something, right? Like, I won't do it. So, I just gotta walk down the hallway. Okay, sis, I'll do it. At this point, I'm thinking about it, at least for my daughter, and again, there wasn't a major history in my family. So I didn't think anything of it. I knew my results were gonna come back clear. Well, I found out that I have PALB2. What's that? Anytime that I've ever even heard of this genetic disposition, my girlfriend who passed away from breast cancer, she had BRCA. Everyone's heard of BRCA. The only person that I actually knew of that had done the double mastectomy preventatively was Angelina Jolie, and she was not on my speed dial. So I'm sitting here with a 3-month-old child, dumbfounded and devastated with this news. And I look at my husband, who's my rock, and he's always the calm to my cray. I'm the, he's like, all right, babe, we'll stop. So he gave me a look in my eye that I've never seen before. And he said, because I was gonna push it off. I knew I had this genetic disposition. I knew that now my risk is elevated to 58%. And I was given the analogy, if you were about to board a plane, and they told you there's a bomb on this plane. No question, the bomb is on this plane. And there's a 58% chance that that bomb is gonna go off. Are you gonna get on that plane? I ain't getting on that plane. But I still wanted to push it off. I had just had my daughter. I had to have a C-section. I've never been in the hospital for anything, okay? I just had a major surgery. And here I am with the thought process of having another major surgery. And so if I didn't have the preventative double mastectomy, my other option was I have to be in a doctor's office 3 times a year for the rest of my life. I have to get a mammogram, I have to get an ultrasound, and I have to get an MRI every year for the rest of my life. And any of you all who have been impacted where you've lost someone, you know that rabbit hole. When you get that mammogram call back, right? You go down the rabbit hole, and there's just literally nothing you can do to pull yourself out that waiting game. And so I wanted to push it off. My husband said, babe, I don't think you were given this information to sit on it. I would hate for something to happen, and we knew we had the information already, and we could have done something about it. So we elected to do the double mastectomy. So that was in March or so of 2016. I had my surgery October 3rd. So in that process, here I am again, like, I don't know anybody who's going through this. Anything that I've ever heard of has been about being a survivor, not a pre-vivor. I was connected with some really amazing women who, we held each other up.